Hello, my loves. I'm Andrea, and welcome to Life as I Know It. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Today, I have 4 fun and easy DIYs for you. My DIYs are fun, and they are definitely easy. So, something new for your summer decor. So, let's jump right into our DIYs. We're going to use one of our decor signs to make a base to put our DIY on top of. Now you can just leave it like this and paint over the sign, or you can take it out, flip it over, and remove that tag. Now if you want to use this for something else, then just leave the tag on there and just paint over the front or paint over the back. I'm going to remove the tag, but you won't see the tag because we are going to put something on top of it. So that's your choice on whether or not you want to remove the tag. And then we're going to take our black paint and we're going to paint over the green. I use a good 3 coatings to cover up the green. So like I did the top and the sides. We paint that all black, and then we're going to put it aside and let it dry. Now we're going to add legs to our stand. So I got the little blocks from the game Brain Teaser. They come in such good hand. I would recommend definitely buying one. And once we have our legs on, we're just going to take our stand and put it aside and start on our DIY. Now we're going to take this fencing that we got from the garden section in the dollar store, and we're going to cut the ends off. So I tried it first with the scissors. It was a little rough. I got it off. So I decided to use the cutting blade. That didn't work. So then I just got my wiring cutter, and it did work. So like I said, we're just going to take the 3 tips off of the fence. And now we're just going to take our scissors and cut the ends off on both sides because we do not need them. The next thing we're going to do is take our scissors and we're going to cut 4 pieces. So I flipped it over, which was easier to cut with the scissors, as you can see. And just like I said, we're going to cut 4 window panes. Now I'm just going to dry brush some white Waverly paint on there. You can use any kind of paint, doesn't have to be Waverly, or you can just leave it black. You do not have to dry brush it with white paint. And we're going to do this to all 4 of our panels. Once we're done painting all 4 our window panes, we're going to let them dry, and then we're going to move to our next step. And then we're going to take our glue gun and glue our 4 panels together. Now, don't worry about the glue seeping through, because we're going to use some more glue once we have this all together to fill in the cracks. So use as much glue as you need to get it to hold together, and of course we'll just paint it in the end. Now you might have to prop something on both sides to hold it together while you put that last piece on. So that's what I'm doing. Once I have this situated, I'm just going to go ahead and glue the top on. And now that everything is together, we're just going to take our hot glue gun and we're just going to go in and fill in the cracks to make sure that our window pane stays together. Once we have everything sealed, we're going to take our blank paint and we're just going to paint over the glue that's showing. So we're going to go around and do all 4 corners and just cover it up with the paint. By adding the paint to the corner, it gives our little window pane a rusted look and it covers up the glue nicely. Once we have all 4 of our corners painted, we're just going to take some hot glue and add it to the bottom, and we're going to connect our window pane on top of our stand. And then we're going to add some greenery. So we're going to take this garland that we got from the dollar store. We're just going to unwrap it just a little and then just place it in the bottom on top of the stand. We're going to take our starfish and this yarn, which we got from Crafts Square. It's the sparkling yarn. It was 100% polyester and it was 145 yards. And believe it or not, we were able to cover this whole star with just 1 pack of yarn. And now we're just going to tie a double knot to one of the fins to secure it. And then after that, once we have our little knot in place, we're going to just start wrapping our fin. Now, if you want, you can add a dab of hot glue to wrap the yarn around. And like I said, once we have this in place, we're just going to start wrapping. Now, as you start to wrap the yarn, make sure as you get a couple wraps in, you push the yarn to the front, because we want this starfish to be as full as we possibly can. If you can find two things of yarn, I would definitely grab it. Like I said, we were able to do 1 starfish with just 1 pack. So like I said, get it in there, push down the yarn, because you want your starfish to be fluffy and full. stop that. Honey, stop being bad. Now, this is a tedious process, but all we're going to do is wrap all 5 legs of the starfish. I did call them a fin, but they are legs. So that's all we're going to do is do all 5 legs. And once we have that completed, we'll start working in the middle. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, or if it's nighttime, that you did have a wonderful day. I am not much of a talker while I am doing the craft, but I will like to take time from time just to say hello and to check and see how everyone is doing. How's the weather where you are? Are you ready for summer? And what are some of your summer plans? My daughter graduates from school, so we do have a trip planned after her graduation. But that's pretty much it for the summer. We're going to take it slow, just like we did last summer. Now that's Hunter in the background barking. Yeah, sometimes summer vacations or any vacations mean that we can't take him with us, but he is left with loving people. Do you take your pets with you when you travel? And if so, what kind of pet do you have, and how does it work out for you as far as staying in hotels? I've never done that with Hunter before, like actually take him to a hotel. We've done travel where we've gone from here to another location in a car, but we've never actually stayed with him in a hotel. So if you've done that before, please leave me a comment and let me know how that worked out for you. Now, when we get to the end, we want to make sure that our yarn is nice and tight. So make sure you push down as far as you can go. And once we got it around to the very tip, I'm just going to add a little glue. And then I'm going to attach the rest of that yarn to that hot glue. And once we have everything secure on our one leg, we're just going to repeat the same process to the other 4 legs. Now that we're done with our 5 legs, we're going to flip over our starfish and we're going to attach our yarn to the back. We're going to take it across and just tie a little knot right here. And once we have our knot nice and secure, we're just going to go ahead and cut off the end. And then we're just going to flip it over, and then we're just going to start wrapping straight across on the one side. So as you can see, we picked the one side that we're going to work on, and we're just going to take the yarn across to cover those 2 legs together. I think about a good 20 times I went over, and then as you can see, I twist over to another side. So that's all we're going to do. I think I did 20, counted in 20, and then I turned and went to another side of the starfish. And now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to switch over and go to another side. See how we just went right over? And that's really all we're going to do until we cover the whole centerpiece of the starfish. Now, as you're rolling this, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to have a lot. Then when I got to the middle part, I was like, oh, I'm not going to have enough. But you will have enough with one yarn. Now, if you have two different colors, then you can go ahead and make it two. Remember, this is your starfish, and you can make it any color that you want. With any of these wire reefs that you get from the dollar store, make sure you check them, because this starfish, the top part of the one leg was up. So I said, okay, that's no problem when I got it home. So I just hot glued it. But then as I start working on this starfish, I realized another piece was not attached, and it didn't seem like it was long enough to attach it. So I did the best that I could, trying to stick it there, and then I just wrapped it and I just held on to the leg, because at that point I had already did the rest of the legs, and it started giving me a little issue. So just check your items before you buy them, and if you do have any problems, just unwrap it and just go back and wrap it over. Once you have the middle piece covered, then all you do is take all the excess yarn and go to any of the legs or anywhere that you see any of the black wiring sticking out. So just use all of the yarn to just cover the whole starfish. And once the whole starfish is covered, we're just going to take that little piece and tie a knot in the back of the starfish, and we're done with this part of our DIY. Now we're going to take this Nordica rope and we're going to attach it to the back of our starfish. We're just going to add a little rope, so this way we can hang it up if we choose to. And be careful, because hot glue is hot. I don't know why I don't ever put my darn little pinky things on there. You burn yourself real bad, and then you say, I'm going to do it next time. So you just wrap the rope around, and then you're going to make a loop right there and add some hot glue, and then cut your rope. Now, when I flipped the starfish over, I was like, you know what? You got all this excess rope, and I don't like the way it looks at the end. So I just took the rope and finished it off and attached it. So I have a couple more loops than you would have. So then I said, you know what? We could leave it like this, or let's add some sand dollars and some shells. So that's what I did. And I grabbed some pearls that I had from the dollar store. And of course, the sand dollar and the shells came from the dollar store. And you know, the dollar store sells these pearls in white and a creamy color, and they also sell them in different sizes. So all I'm going to do is take a couple pearls and hot glue them to the inside of the shell. I also decided to take some of those pearls and add them to the sand dollar. And then we're just going to hot glue our sand dollar and our shells onto our starfish. And once you have added all your shells and your sand dollars to the starfish, we're going to add this little pick that we got at Christmas time from Hobby Lobby. And this is just going to be like the seaweed that you get from the ocean. And we're just going to cut a couple pieces down and add it to our starfish. Another item that you probably could use is the material from the hula skirt. You could put that on there as its natural color, or you can also paint it. So just remember, this is your creation, so you put what items that you like on top of your starfish, or you can just leave it plain. Now, I got this bottle of baby shells from the dollar store. I had them in my stash for a while. So I said, you know what? Let's take and add a couple to the top part of our rope. Now, after we add a couple more shells, I'm going to add another one of the little tree branches, and then we are done with this DIY. Now here's a fun and easy hack. Take the lid from the candy jar and spray it your favorite color, and voila, you jazzed up your candy jar with a different color lid. I'm going to take this Child's Beach toy that they use to pour water out of, and we're going to turn it into a flower pot. So we're just going to take it outside. We're going to spray it our favorite color, and once it dries, we're going to bring it back inside. I used about 2 coatings, and I love the way the color turned out. Well, my loves, that is the end of our fun and easy DIYs. As always, thank you for stopping by and spending time with me. If you're new, hit the subscribe button so you can continue to go on this journey with us. Hit the notification button so every time I upload a video, you will be notified. And hey, while you're hitting buttons, hit that like button. So tell me which of these DIYs was your favorite and which one you're going to create for yourself. Have a blessed day. Remember, it costs nothing to be kind. And we will see you in our next video.